Is the 40 plus egg hatch game pass in Pet Simulator 99 actually worth buying, or should you avoid it and not buy it? Well, in this video, I'm going to be going over everything about this particular game pass, all the amazing functions it holds, and if it's worth it to buy it. Now obviously, since Pet Simulator 99 has not added a game pass in quite a little bit of time, this is definitely one that may have you wondering if it's good or not, in which I'm going to be debunking everything about this particular game pass, if you should buy this or not, and so much more. Anyways, let's get right into the video. Anyways, the first thing about this particular game pass that you probably already know is that there is another game pass that does a similar function, and that's called the plus 15 egg hatch game pass. Now, as you can see by this game pass right here, I've already owned it, but essentially this game pass will cost you 625 Robux if you do buy it inside of Pet Simulator 99. What that game pass is essentially the same pass as this one, except unlike this one, it costs half as much Robux and pretty much gives you only 15 plus more hatches every time you hatch the egg. Now, some people might not understand what I mean by 15 plus hatches every time you hatch the egg. I'm going to be showing you in just a second. But pretty much in the game, when you're hatching the egg, essentially what happens when you're hatching in the game is essentially, depending on the level of your egg hatch, you will have a certain amount of pets roll on your screen or hatch on your screen, essentially depending on how high that level is. Now, you can use gems to upgrade that egg level, and how it works is, using the egg level, it will determine what amount of hatches you should have on your screen, depending on what rank you are in the game, and depending on if you buy those game passes or not. So the maximum you can have in the game currently, including this particular game pass, is 144, and that is because there's already 104 eggs able to be hatched without having this brand new game pass, and those 104 also include you buying this 15 plus egg hatch. So this is what 144 eggs hatching at the same time will look like on your screen. Essentially, it's just a ton of pets on your screen that hatch at the same time. And with this auto hatch setting you have on, you can essentially hatch this egg unlimitedly in the game, especially if you have an auto clicker, and it allows you to hatch unlimited times with 144 each time on your screen, giving you a higher chance of getting the huge pet, the really good stat pets, and even the bad pets, which may come in handy at the very beginning. Now, of course, you also want to have good enchants on. The best loadout, in my opinion, consists of shiny hunters and lucky books if you're hatching the egg. So, what are the benefits of this brand new game pass if you can already hatch multiple eggs, allegedly for free without spending any Robux? Well, essentially, this game is a game of probability, giving you the opportunity to get rare items. Depending on how much you roll in the game, you have a chance of getting better and better items. You can do the math where you use the amount of pets you have on the screen divided by the amount of probability you actually need of getting the item, which will tell you the chances you have of getting that particular item. Let's say you want to get the huge, and it's a 1 in 10 million chance. Essentially, if you have 144 pets rolling or hatching at the same time, you have a 144 over 10 million chance, which is significantly higher than if you, let's say, not had this game pass, which is a pretty big difference when you're rolling in the game for a long time. Now obviously, the formula for probability is not 144 over 10 million. I'm just explaining it like this because it's more simple for more players to understand what I actually mean. By having more pets rolling increases your probability. Now, knowing that having this particular game pass gives you an increase in probability, is it worth it to buy it with the amount of Robux it actually costs? Well, according to the price tag of this particular game pass, which is $14.99, essentially with those Robux, you have a trade-off that you can essentially buy, which may or may not give you more benefits than this particular game pass. Well, let's take a look into those trade-offs to see if it's worth it to buy this one over other game passes. or if you should buy this one first and buy the other ones after, if you're deciding which comes first. So let's start from the very top. Essentially, there are plenty of items in the game that you can buy, including other game passes like Double Stars, Huge Hunter, even the 15 eggs hatch, or you can even buy items in the game, such as this brand new book, which is worth 3 billion gems alone. And yeah, you can determine which item is the most beneficial for you. I'm gonna quickly briefly go over everything so you have an idea of what everything does, and maybe some of them may be worth it for you. So let's start with the items that are only in the game and not permanent, in the sense that you have it permanently and cannot trade it. So these particular items, like the Forever Pack, that enchant book I showed you, this dot matrix egg, or any of these other packs in the game, these items essentially are tradable. You can trade them for gems or even other items in the game. In my opinion, I would not recommend buying these particular items, essentially because these items are tradable. What happens when you buy them is you essentially only have that item and you don't have any permanent long-term growth. Essentially not worth it in my opinion, but some people do buy them because they need gems rather than having a game pass. So let's go to the game passes. So in my opinion, in this game, since there's so many game passes, you have to determine which game pass best fits you. Essentially, I'm somebody who plays this game a lot, who AFKs a lot. So the two things I look for when I'm looking for game passes is one that allows me to earn a lot of coins, gems, and allows me to grind in the area a lot. And the second one is a game pass that allows me to either hatch a lot, allows me to get better luck when hatching, or help speed up the hatching process. Based on that information, under my portfolio, I will cancel out a few of these game passes that are no longer applicable to me. The game passes that are not applicable to me personally include the Double Stars, which only helps you with your rank, and pretty much I'm currently at max rank right now, so I don't actually need it. The next game pass that I can clearly remove from this is going to be the VIP. Although the VIP is a pretty good game pass, essentially aside from a small boost it gives in the game, this game pass has no benefits in terms of grinding in the permanent areas and hatching the eggs, so therefore it's not technically worth it for me. Now, every other game pass on the screen, including the tap and the auto farm, are worth it. Now, of course, if you have not already gone auto farm and you are considering buying it, make sure to watch my video about auto farm, which I will link in the playlist in the description, in which I go over that game pass in its fullest. But in my opinion, from the general standpoint, auto farm is worth it, so I'd recommend buying that if you haven't already. Okay, now that we looked at every other game pass, essentially determining which ones are not worth it, all the ones that I say are worth it, in my opinion for now, is going to include all the lucky game passes, which help you get better items. The magic egg is essentially one of the best ones in my opinion, giving you the chance to getting rainbow and gold pets. And trust me, even though the mastery allows you to get rainbow and gold, this game pass is way better than that mastery and will get you a lot more rainbow and gold pets. Super jobs is also one that many people talk about. It is pretty expensive, but it does give you a lot of items in the long run. So obviously, try to experiment by asking more people about this particular game pass and ask them how much they actually get from having it and if they think it's worth it or not. Because in my opinion, I currently have no opinions on it since I haven't been grinding in areas that have a lot of drops, so I don't actually know if it's still worth it or not. Now there's obviously all these other game passes and even more in the game that they don't display in this shop. You can watch my other videos in the playlist I've linked in the comments and in the description, which allow you to determine if those game passes are worth it. By me explaining all the functions it has, it will let you know if it fits you or if it doesn't. So without taking up too much time, I'm gonna go straight to the point now. Essentially, if you don't already have any of these other game passes and you want to get another game pass before getting 40 eggs, I would recommend getting the magic eggs because it gives you the highest rate of return if you hatch the egg a lot. Now obviously the 40 eggs hatch is going to be really beneficial if you hatch a lot, So I would suggest getting that. In my opinion, I believe it's worth it. Now, yes, you do have to play this game a lot for it to be fully amortized to the maximum usage it has. Therefore, if you do not play this game a lot or don't plan to, I wouldn't recommend using your Robux on this one, because you're better off saving the Robux for something more useful in the future. Now, is there a scenario in which this game pass is not beneficial? Yes, there is actually more than one. First, if you're a person who likes to trade in the trading plaza, this game pass will not be of any benefits to you because you don't need this particular game pass to become good in trading. This game pass only benefits players who are trying to hatch a lot in the game and who hatch a lot AFK, because it gives you more probabilities of getting rare items like huge pets, stat pets, and even potentially a Titanic if that permanent egg has one. So if you're planning on trading in the trading plaza, don't even bother buy this game pass. Now second, if you are a person who doesn't hatch eggs a lot but does grind in worlds a lot, or say you grind in a world like this event world a lot but you don't actually hatch the egg for things, then I wouldn't recommend buying the game pass. I would suggest buying other game passes for say like plus 15 pet equips. Those game passes might be of more benefits to you if you like to grind in permanent worlds but don't like to actually hatch. Some people make comments down below saying that's not a reason for not hatching the egg, but you do have to consider some people play only event worlds for their clan, or they just don't actually like hatching for whatever reason. So if you do not like hatching or you just don't hatch, then don't buy this particular game pass. It won't be of much benefits to you. Now, there's most likely other factors that I have not included, but essentially, there's only certain cases in which this brand new game pass will be of benefits to you. If you think it applies to you, let me know down below in the comments, and if you think you should buy it, let me know that, and let me know why you think it's good for you, so I could use this as a reference to explain better in future videos if ever needed. Also, if you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. I'll try to answer them at the best of my abilities. But other than that, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to click that subscribe button if you have not already. Anyways, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.